Sup lads, it's your boy Bandana-Boi, and Netherlands versus Morocco ends in a 1-1 draw. And then Morocco end up taking the win in additional time and then penalties. Insane game. From the get-go, the quality in this game was phenomenal. And I was sad to see whatever result was gonna happen at the end of the game. Because both these teams are in my top 3 to top 5 favorite teams to watch at the World Cup so far. Morocco and the Netherlands have been extremely electric. So it really sucks that this was a round of 32 game because this should have been a quarterfinal, a semi-final. If this was the final, I wouldn't have been mad because the play was just that good. From the get-go, you knew that both teams wanted to win this game. For example, in the last game that I watched, Germany versus Paraguay, it almost felt like Germany didn't want to really win the game. They weren't doing much. But in this game, the physicality was on. From the very beginning, it was insane. During the first half, one of the corners for Morocco, Van Hecke, the defender for the Netherlands, somehow ends up in Mazraoui's landing zone, like behind his foot, and Mazraoui accidentally steps on him, I think, or nicks him, and he cut his head. His hair literally looked like it was dyed red during the game. And I don't know why, even though they took him out for medical treatment, they didn't trap him up, which I don't understand. This is bad both for the game and for him, for his safety. First of all, if he headers the ball, which isn't the most likely scenario, let's see, but he's a center back, so he might header the ball might get bloodied up. Of course, there are so many balls around the pitch, so that isn't the biggest problem. But the other main problem, he has a cut. He has a cut in his head, and I know damn well that if he hits the ball with his head again, that cut is most likely gonna open up even more, and more blood is gonna be spilling. Anyway, aside from the entire blood incident, fair play to him for playing, and he put a really good shift in at like center back. In fact, I think he was better than Van Dijk in defense. Both keepers were feeling themselves so much, and they deserve to. They were both playing incredibly, especially the Dutch goalkeeper. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but man, he was on smoke. During the first half, I was like, I don't even know how Morocco aren't a couple goals up. The only reason Morocco weren't winning 2-3-0 was because the goalkeeper was in his prime. And then Bon as well didn't have as many areas to shine since he wasn't being tested as much as the Dutch goalkeeper, but even he had some spectacular saves. So fair play to both the goalkeepers, and for some reason I always see myself having pity towards these goalkeepers. There's the Saudi Arabia goalkeeper Alois, he was really good for Saudi. He went out on the group stages, and now the Dutch goalkeeper, again I feel really bad, where the keepers are doing everything they can to keep the team together. But unfortunately, the team just can't score enough goals, or the defense isn't good enough, and the keeper can only do so much. Netherlands' first goal, they are so dangerous on the counterattack. They are so fast. They're absolutely rapid. Somerville and Gakpo combined for an amazing goal. On the counterattack, they're both running at maximum speed. Somerville, as he's falling, because I think one of the Moroccan defenders was like holding on to him, he somehow passes the ball to Gakpo. Gakpo takes a touch and then finishes it right under Bono. It was an insane finish, and Gakpo was even crying afterwards, and he got a feel for him. Unfortunately, his son had passed away, so I'm pretty sure it was a very emotional moment for him. I send him my condolences, him and his family. It's never something easy to go through, and you know, it's always nice to see someone like that, where it's more than just the game. He scores the goal, and it means a whole lot to him, and it means a whole lot to the nation. At that point, the Netherlands were 1-0 up, and I thought the game was over. Even though Morocco were playing really good, in the first half, the Netherlands were playing a little bit better. However, heading into the second half, Morocco actually looked like the much better team. They were generating many more chances, and their main attacking option, Saibari, which is like their striker, he was missing so many sitters. It was almost annoying because there were so many times where a cross comes in and there are no Dutch defenders marking one of the Moroccan players, and unfortunately, the Moroccan player just completely whiffs the ball. He doesn't even touch the ball. That is insane. But surprise, in the 91st minute, I'm talking injury time. Is that deal? Flippin', take a bow, son. I'm pretty sure he plays center back. So I was kind of confused to see him in an advanced position like that, but I guess, he was going up for the attack. And goodness gracious, thank God he did. Because a cross comes in, and what a header it was by him to tie the game for Morocco. At that point, when you score a goal in injury time, it almost feels like destiny that you are gonna win the game. Again, we went into additional time. Same thing. Not much happened. Both teams playing very passive, and they both kind of accepted the fate that we are going into penalties. And they went into penalties, and God, this was bad. Bono became a cult hero after the last World Cup. He is absolutely great at penalties, and he showed it this time. But even the Dutch goalkeeper did really, really well. The second penalty for Morocco, the Dutch goalkeeper saves it. But unfortunately, the ball is behind him. He goes to get up, and he heels the ball back into his own net. It was one of the most unlucky goalkeeper situations that I have ever seen in my life. I felt so bad because he dived in the right way. He saved the ball, and he couldn't even see the ball. He couldn't even see that he hit it into his own net. But he just looks back, and it's in the net now. And you just gotta feel for him. Because that could have made a difference between them winning or not. Both teams were clearly feeling the pressure. Even Hakimi, the captain for Morocco, missed his penalty. So you can clearly tell both teams really wanted to win. And at the end of the day, it came down to a bit of luck, and both goalkeepers played well. So it was truly just who could manage their nerves better. With that being said, Morocco advanced the round of 16 and they will be facing Brazil. That should be an amazing game. And Morocco might actually win this. I don't know. This is going to be exciting. And again, congratulations to Morocco. This was an amazing victory. It is extremely unfortunate that the Netherlands are out because they truly were one of the most entertaining teams in this World Cup, and it sucks that they have to go out in the round of 32 to another great side in Morocco. With that being said, lads, tell me what y'all think about the game. I appreciate y'all, I love y'all, and that's all from me, lads. Truce!